Hey guys, what's up? 30FC here, and today we are doing a video in my mindset. And how I mean by this is, a lot of us anticipate how good a player is based off of our eyes, usually, if they look good, that's why we've got the bright colours and whatnot to indicate what stats they're good at. A lot of us try and just look for the most colourful stats, because, for example, box to box, yeah, he's got loads of green in there, but he's got some reds, that sort of thing. But it doesn't always offer the best sort of system and most consistency, because oftentimes players can look a lot better or a lot worse than they actually are. So I'll share with you the way I look at players and compare them. For this, we are going to compare our two centre backs here. We'll start with the lad here. We'll go compare them as a ball playing defender on defend. Now what I want you to do is get a calculator out, okay? You pause this video, do whatever you want, or you can just listen to it. But I'll talk you through the process. Now if you've got your calculator out, what you want to do is for every stat count that's highlighted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, right? So since it's 17, add a 0 on. Always add a 0 on any of these. Okay, so that will make it 170. What I would then like you to do is add up the the normal unit. So 3, 3 and 2, not 13, 13, 12. The reason you do this is because we've just counted, and that's how you've got all the 10s. So if you can count that, so that is 5, 12, 20, 8, 33, 8, 40, 7, 55. So what you then do on your calculator is 170 plus 55. What you then want to do is click equal and then divide it between the amount of attributes you have, which, as we found out earlier, is 17. Now if you've done all this, you would have figured out that the amount we've got is 1323 on the calculator. So if I quickly go in notes, just write down 1323, okay? Now that is how good he is as a ball playing defender on defend. Sorry for the, not using capitals and whatnot, but it's just a basic little thing. Now in certain positions, usually more so the ones that say box to box, where it takes more attributes, you're going to find they're going to be a lot lower. Which is okay, because you only want to compare them. Okay, these numbers don't mean anything if they're not being compared. If I get a poacher who's specifically only good at poaching, and he comes up as a 15 or 16, that's great, but that doesn't mean he's going to compare in the same way as an advanced forward. So you must do it by specific positions and, well, all this sort of subpar bits and that. But anyway, as I said, we want to compare it to Ming. So once again, you want to do the same thing, okay? Get your phone out. As we know, box to box, ball playing defender on defend is 170. And then we want to add all this up. So we have 14, 19, 2, 8, 33, 5, 7, 43, 51, 5, 8, 63, and then minus 1, 62. So add the 62, equal, and then divide between 17. Means, if you've done it with us, is a 13.65. So create note. 13.65. ball playing defender on defense, which would then tell us that Mings is the better ball playing defender out of the two. Not by lots, but he is the better one. So then I would know out of these two who is better. And if I want to compare it to someone on my bench, I could. Once again, I will do the same for him. Okay, so as we know, ball playing defender 170. Add up all the attributes, which is 7, 11. Oh, sorry, I just lost track of thought. 17, 21, 5, 9, 31, 5, 7, 43, 6, 50, 5, 7. So 57. Divide between 17, and he is a 13.35, which would mean if we, where was it, notes, okay, which would mean he is slightly better than this lad. The only reason I picked this lad is because he's younger, he can grow, and I believe he'll overtake both Mings and him as the best centre back. If we compare it to Mings, notes, Mings is the better centre back. Well, ball playing anyway, and you can do this for any position, so I'll show you a different one because I like to see it from different ways when watching how-to videos and whatnot. If we're comparing deep line playmakers, you want to count the highlighted attributes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 11 and 12, which would mean 12 at 0 on the end is 120. Once again, count the units, which is 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 8, 33, 6, 9. So 39 equal, and then divide between 12 this time. He is a 13.25. If we compare him to the young lad we have on the bench that we've just purchased, I think I did it on support, I didn't actually check, which is my bad. No, that was down defense, so I have to check defense quick. Right, so put on defense. Yes, it changes slightly. You see what I mean? This is why you have to pay attention, unlike me. So once again, as we know, 120 to start off with, then count the units. 3, 5, 9, 12, 11, 15, 21, 25, 4, 9 and 31 equals, and then divide between 12. He is a 12.58, which means the better deep line playmaker is this lad here. Now, this does not mean you have to base your whole entire team around who's better, who's this, who's not. It also has to play with your system. Now, if you're playing a high line, for example, you're going to want people like, say, Mings and the lads here, because they are much quicker than, let's say, this lad, who only has 11 in pace and acceleration. So just because he's a better one, forget about age and whatnot for a second, just because he's the better one does not mean he would go and fit in your screen tactics and whatnot. This only specifically works if players are very similar. So you look at, you know, quicker players, you know, quick strikers. You cannot compare a big bulky striker, big bulky tall slow striker to a quick you know, advanced forward, for example. You can't compare them. You can only compare them to the role that you want to use. So that's all it is, you know. Get good at it, and it does generally help you a lot. It is brilliant to see, and it's a brilliant way to see how your youngsters are developing, because if you've got the time, I fully recommend you do this. I've had it time and time again, sheets upon sheets. Like I said, the ability in that, it's all lies, okay? So you have to use your own common knowledge and create a spreadsheet. Go on Google Docs, create a spreadsheet, okay? And, you know, specifically the position you're wanting them to be. So I'm looking at this lad, you know, it's pretty good. If I do that, He's quick, he's got vision, attack, technical. He'd make a great inside forward. So what I would then do is pop him down as I'd want him to be trained, add all these up, put it in my spreadsheet, my little database spreadsheet, which I might try and do a video on to kind of show you. So watch out for one of our next episodes on the Aston Villa beating the drop, and then just wait. So every 6 months or a year, if you don't want to keep doing this, redo it, and you'll see how much they've grown. Now, a lot of the time you will also see if they're not growing. If they're not growing at all, maybe that's because they're just simply not going to get any better, they've reached their potential, or there's something going wrong if they've gone from growing super quick to just stopping. So you can track their attributes, and whilst you can do it by this, you can certainly do it by Football Manager. I prefer to do it myself, like, because yeah, this is cool, but it goes up and down too much and it doesn't reflect it correctly, in my opinion. So that is what I would fully recommend you do. Any questions, please just ask in the comments. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, and see you next one. Bye bye.